Hey there guys, and happy whatever day it is that you're watching this video. So, I know it's been a little while since my last video, but I'm off work, so I thought I'd take some time off just to chill and enjoy my days. But then I stumbled across a pretty interesting coffee. Now, I've said this before when it comes to coffees, and I do think they're all interesting in their own way, but this one is interesting for a different reason. It's a very science-based coffee, and it comes from Exhale Coffee Roasters, a roaster I've not tried before, and I saw the advert on Instagram, so thought I'd give it a shot. But I should save this for the actual video. So, get yourselves a coffee, kick back, relax, and welcome to Today I Brewed. So, let's go on this one. So as I said, I saw this advert on Instagram, and it was from Exhale Coffee. I'd never heard of them before, and the reason it kind of piqued my interest is because they were talking about the types of beans they use and the science that they use to ensure that these beans are of the highest quality. Now, the actual science for this stuff is for people who are, way smarter than me. But it's very interesting, actually. And, well, we're going to talk about it. So, cool thing is, I got this lovely booklet with the coffee, which kind of talks about the company, talks about how the company started and what the reasons were for it starting. It's packed full of information. So it kind of starts here that the company was started because of one of the founders, Al, I think it is, not AI, and it was started because he had a lot of health problems, and hopefully he won't mind me talking about it, seeing as it's in the booklet. And after a long while, he kind of wanted to enjoy coffee, but wanted to enjoy it in a way that was better for his health. And there's a lovely statistic in here that 86% of us drink coffee. However, the overprocessed stuff most people drink has not only lost up to 90% of its healthiest compounds, but also gained some pretty nasty ones too. And again, this is for people smarter than me, who can talk about this stuff. So I can't say with confidence that this is true, but as we go further on, we'll learn that they've done their research. So the way they kind of test their coffees is they usually pick coffees that are grown at a really high altitude. So they have the highest content of polyphenols. And I've had to do a quick look about what these things are and how they impact coffee and food. So polyphenols are chemicals found in coffees, other plants such as fruits, spices and teas. And what they are essentially are antioxidants. And they can help us, well, it is suggested that polyphenols can help blood sugar levels, they can help with heart health, skin health, gut health, and they're also quite good at improving the gut microbiome, which is good because we need our guts, and take care of your colon and it will take care of you, all that stuff. Now, coffee has a high amount of polyphenols anyway, but they can be lost. Well, the amount depends on the roast, the storage and the preparation. Now, if the roast isn't great, you can kind of kill off a lot of these polyphenols, I'm led to believe. It's suggested that light roasts have the most polyphenols, because we don't roast them for as long. And if we're talking about drinks as a beverage that have the most, it would be espresso. Because some studies have suggested that once we add milk to the coffee, we reduce its ability to be antioxidant. Does that make sense? It loses its antioxidants. I think that's the same. So it's very interesting. Now, it talks a bit about the polyphenols on this part of the booklet, which is what's in it for you? Well, we are about to find out. Now, they recommend drinking between 2 to 3 cups of Exhale, whether it be regular or decaf a day. So I think that would translate into 2 of these. I think I remember watching a video with James Hoffman, and he was saying that when they test coffees, they are usually about 125 mils, I think, whereas a regular cup is about 250-ish. Again, there is a video of him saying that somewhere. Anyway, so the good thing about this coffee is it's jitter-free. The high polyphenols in the coffee can reduce anxiousness and counter the negative effects of caffeine. And we've all had that coffee jitter, we've all had the caffeine crash, and we find caffeine alternatives to have what some people call cleaner caffeine. It's also good for stress support. Apparently 1 cup equals 55 oranges. Again, I don't know. I don't think I've ever eaten 55 oranges in my life, but the studies are there that suggest this is true. It kind of says again that this is good for gut health and helps with the microbiome, and it's really good for brain health. 2 cups contain 20% of your daily allowance of niacin, vitamin B3, which is needed for optimal brain function. And it does say in my note that the polyphenols are good for cognitive benefits. Have cognitive benefits. But it talks about performance as well, and because of the cleanness of it, it improves the mental and physical performance, and there's also longevity support, which is great. Now, I also have here that when they test the coffees for these polyphenols and the count and stuff, they send them to 9 independent labs for testing. And what they're testing for is it's got no pesticides, it's got no mold, and there's no contaminants in the coffee, which is fantastic. It's a lot of testing, and it's a lot of work for like a cup. A lot of effort has gone into this coffee. Now, the coffee itself is just called their organic house roast, and it's from Cauca in Colombia. It doesn't list the varieties on the website. I did look and I couldn't see them, which is fine. No grievance there. It's a washed organic coffee. The altitude again is just high altitude. There isn't a specific, so that could be anywhere. 1 1800 meters plus, I suppose. I would consider high altitude coffee. But the tasting notes are milk chocolate, mango, honey, and cantaloupe. Which sounds delicious. It does sound delicious, and very excited to drink it. I will admit though that the remnants of the bag are perhaps slightly less fresh than the rest of the bag I drank. So while talking about it here, I'm also going to talk about it from when I had it before. So no disrespect, Exhale. As I said, I've been enjoying my time off. Now, you will also see how quickly it brewed when we get to that bit. The good thing about Exhale as a company is they kind of have this encompassing belief that everything they do is good, which is a good thing for the coffee industry, and I know it's something that a lot of people do now anyway, but it's nice for them to say it, so that they don't take any coffees that could potentially be having a massive impact on the environment. And I know there are impacts on the environment from coffee anyway, but that is what it is. Any squeaking that you might hear now is Ziggy chewing on Mrs. Cactus. So everything here is pretty much organic, like literally everything. They're also B Corp certified. They're plastic free and their packaging is compostable. It's minimal packaging, and the packaging is from plant-based sources. They are beyond fair trade prices, and they're in 1% for the planet. They also support coral reef restoration, which is pretty dope. And they protect the forest. Now, I think I've talked a lot about them, and if you buy a bag, then you can see all the cool things that are in the leaflet. It's very informative, like very, very informative. So, why don't we just get on to talking about the coffee? Because I've rambled long enough. So, as I said, I've brewed this before, and this is kind of the remnants of the bag, which perhaps aren't as fresh as what I had. So this is also going to be a kind of merging of past and present in terms of tasting notes and experience. However, I will say unequivocally, when this coffee ground, or was grinding, my gosh, what an impact of aroma. Like, it was just in your face, and it was incredible. It was so fresh and so bright, and I know other coffees are like that, but this one just really kind of hit me where it was. And I've had a lot of mango coffees, as I've said before, but wow, was the honey and mango like straight up in the grounds, like phenomenal. Just incredible. I've not had a cantaloupe for a while, so I can't quite remember what they smell like, but there was something else there which I'm assuming was the cantaloupe. And what an experience. Like, talk about getting excited to drink something as it's grinding. Phenomenal. And then it came to the brew, and it was even more amazing. The aromas were bright, they were fresh, like you could just get the sense that the coffee was roasted well. What a cascade of aromas. Mango again coming through as if I was eating one. Like, insane. I was reading something the other day that your tongue can taste things that you look at, so you know what it would taste like before you put it in your mouth. Like, imagine going to lick a football, kind of get the feeling of what that would feel like. And this had the same effect. Like, I had the mango in my mind, and I could just imagine biting into one, like right there. And the honey was coming through lovely, like just sweet and silky. And there was something else there, which I'm going to assume was cantaloupe, because, as I said, milk chocolate was another note, and I know what that is. But it was brilliant. Don't take the brew time that's on the video as the brew time as what it was. Although this does still smell delicious, and you know, it brewed pretty quick at about 2.5, 3 minutes-ish, I think it was. But when I did it before, it was 4:25 to 4:35, and really lovely brew. As you can see, I used the WDT on there again. Like, I really like doing that in my coffees, and just incredible. So now we're here. Now I've rambled. Now I've talked about everything. So let's have the coffee. Let's smell it now. Let's see how it is. So despite the age, it is still smelling wonderful. The mango is there with the sweetness of the honey underneath. And I think I'm getting the cantaloupe. But it's predominantly mango. And gosh, what a blend of aromas that is. You can tell I'm excited for this one because my hands are everywhere. So how does this taste today? We will talk about how it tasted when I had it before, but here we are today, so let's do that. There is the cantaloupe. It's certainly not mango or milk chocolate or honey, but the mango is coming through really nicely. Like, wonderfully nice. It's a weird tasting note, mango, because every time I have it, it feels prominent. Like, I have mango in my fridge. I think it might just be passion fruit and mango, but anyway. That tastes like that. Like, with the cantaloupe. There's the sweetness of the honey coming through. And a lovely silky milk chocolate texture. Like, it moves around the mouth so nicely. It's so smooth. Like, it's a slightly clean finish. Because there is lingering fruitiness there, like lingering mango just on the back of my tongue. But when that's gone, it is very clean, like super clean. Like I've been amazed when I drank this before, and all the tasting notes were like there. But even now, despite the age of the coffee, I say age, it's like 3 weeks. 3-4 weeks after roast, so it's not really that old, but it's delicious. Now, I will say I have absolutely no idea whether I feel better after drinking this. Even in the week I was drinking it every day, I don't really know if I felt different. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to myself, but I couldn't tell. What I can express is that I don't really caffeine crash these days. I really kind of ration my coffee intake, but I didn't feel like I had a cup of coffee after it was finished. Nor did I really feel any kind of sloping off effect of the caffeine mid-morning, afternoon. I usually drink coffee at about 7 o'clock in the morning. So the crash would come, after that, obviously. But I don't feel like I've had that with this. It's hard. I don't know if my gut feels better, I'm not really sure. But maybe it's one of those things that I would have to drink it a lot to really know, and I don't think I'm drinking the quantity of this that they would recommend for me to know the difference. However, the coffee is delicious. It's fantastic. Like, it's really good. And usually when I see adverts on Instagram, I tend just to go, no, like, just not interested. But this one really gripped me. And it is a great coffee, and all the science stuff I will have to brush up on a bit more to really fully understand it. But from what it says here and all the information they give, I can't really suggest anything counterintuitive to what's in here. Like, they are clearly doing this work to make sure that what they're getting is the best of what they can have in a way that allows them to do it well. So, you know, top drawer exhale, like, fantastic. And for a medium roast, it's delicious. I'm not saying that all medium roasts are bad. You know what? That's a whole nother video. But it is delicious. Like, it tastes fantastic. It feels fantastic. So yeah, the only other thing to say is the bag. And I'm enjoying doing this bag thing. Looking at companies' bags and how they package. Like, you can tell they've put a lot of effort into it because it's super vibrant. And then on the back, it's got all these cool pictures. The information about the coffee as well, QR code to take you to the website, it's got all their certifications on it, and just a bit more info. So yeah, great bag, great coffee, and from what I can tell, a great company. I'm impressed. I am. So I'm gonna go drink this. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to leave you guys to do whatever you do, because this has been a longer video than usual, I think. So if you've not got yourselves a coffee, go get yourselves one. Kick back, relax, and thank you for joining me on today's Today I Brewed.